It's weird. Yo, Reformed Criminal here. Shirts off because I'm working out this morning. There'll be another video on later with clothes on. If you don't like the shirts off videos, I understand, but this is my workout and I'm gonna do what I want to do. So just got to deal with it. You're gonna be able to see that I'm shirtless in the thumbnail, so just skip over it. Go to another video that has me with a shirt on. All right. So this video is gonna be about fear, like boo, like scary, like fear in your heart. You want to get rid of your fear. You want to be done with fear. Good for you. That's very good for you. I'm glad that you've realized now that you do have fear within you, and it is in your best interest to get that fear far away from you. Don't even have it near you anymore. And once you get rid of your fear, you should be able to see fear in other people, and you should help them with getting their fear out too. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you want in-depth or like consistent, repetitive hittings on this subject, check out Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson. I shouted him out on one of my other videos, but I'm gonna try to shout him out every single video now because he's like I'm not copying what he says verbatim, but what he says inspires me to put my own thoughts onto it. No, like to put my own spin onto it and give it to. Hopefully, I'm targeting people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? That sound like me. That think that well, don't not think like me, but act like me too. You know what I'm saying? Especially like my YouTube channel name is Reformed Criminal. So let's say hopefully is someone that's done bad in the past and wants to change their life around. These videos are for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to flip it to where someone like that, a reformed criminal, or just someone that's like someone with like a virgin mind coming out into the world for the first time. Let's say you're in college and you come across my videos, or you come across Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson's videos. These videos will help you be able to function correctly in life with God. So, and that's the only way you can function correctly in life is with God anyway. So it's good that you know this. It's good that you're getting this. But yeah, fear. You don't want to have fear because when you have fear, you tend to believe anything. You know what I'm saying? You'll believe that if you walk off this bridge, you won't die. It's because your fear won't allow you to see clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like you've gotten to you've been at the point where like let's say you're at nighttime, like when you were a kid, it was nighttime, and you're home alone for the first time, and you watch a scary movie. You watch a scary movie. It was raining outside, and the fear in you of you being alone, the fear in you made you believe that there was something in the house, there was somebody in the house. You know what I'm saying? And so you hid in your room for the whole entire night. You know what I'm saying? That's fear. That's fear lying to you, making you think all kinds of things. And if you have fear, you'll believe it. You feel what I'm saying? You'll believe it. So, or if you're a student in school and someone starts a rumor about you or says something bad about you, and that the fear in you being judged. The fear in you being judged by other people is going to allow you to believe that what they say about you is true. And even if it is true, it could have been true then. It doesn't have to be true now where you are in life. It could have been true that Monday morning, but it doesn't have to be true that Wednesday, that coming Wednesday, because you're allowed to change things about yourself that you don't like. You feel what I'm saying? So that fear, it even affects adults. You know what I'm saying? Like some adults, they fear truly knowing if they're a bad parent, so they won't talk as much with their kids, or they won't put themselves in too compromising of a position with their kids because they don't want to know if they're a good parent or a bad parent, and so they'll just allow their kid to go off and then when that kid starts getting in trouble or starts acting out, they just blame the kid. They didn't want to acknowledge that they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they're the one that raised that kid. You know what I'm saying? Because that fear of being a bad parent or that fear of being judged by other parents of being a bad parent, it allows them to believe that they're good parents, and so it doesn't allow them to see that they're the ones that affected their child in this bad way they just put on the child. So fear, man, fear will mess you up, bro. Fear will mess you up. Fear would allow you to believe that you're getting beat on or getting like getting beat on is love. Your thing getting beat on is love. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like far after you're a kid, like when you're in your your 20s and your 30s. If you're getting beat on, ain't no love around, shawty. Ain't no love. Don't let that fear fool you into thinking that that's love. But be gone with that fear, because that fear will make you believe all kinds of crazy things, lies even. You feel what I'm saying? To get rid of that fear, you gotta have courage. You gotta have courage. You gotta stand up to the fear. You gotta stand up to it. God will give you the strength. Acknowledge God in your life. He will give you the strength. Once you acknowledge God, you'll know that He didn't even want you to. He didn't put you in this world to have fear anyway. Why would God put you into this world for you to have fear of it? You feel what I'm saying? Once you acknowledge God and accept Him as your Father, you'll realize, hey, what dad would bring me into this world? Because God is your Father. God is your true dad. Your human dad, the dad here on earth it's just God on earth. You feel what I'm saying? It's like God on earth. You feel what I'm saying? But God is in heaven. You feel what I'm saying? But the dad that you have or didn't have, even if you didn't have a dad and you can still find him, go find him, because that's God on earth. You feel what I'm saying? Don't allow what your mom or your sisters or your brothers or your uncles and aunties said about your dad to stop you from going to go find your real dad if you don't know him. Find your real dad. You feel what I'm saying? I want to find my real dad. You feel what I'm saying? And if it's in God's will, it will happen. You feel what I'm saying? So don't stress over if you don't find him. Don't stress over it, because that was not God's will. But if you do find him, that's God's will as well. So embrace that. Be happy in that. But that's God on earth. You feel what I'm saying? Man, your father, that's God on earth. So you need to love that man, respect that man. You feel what I'm saying? Don't fear him. Don't fear him. I don't care if he's an alcoholic or whatever. Don't fear him. Don't have any fear. God wouldn't put you, your dad wouldn't bring you down here for you to have fear of the world that he built for you. He wouldn't want you to be fearful. God wouldn't want you to be fearful of the world that He built for you. You feel what I'm saying? Cast away that fear. That fear will have you doing all kinds of stuff, running off on fear. You feel what I'm saying? Have you in a very precarious situation. Precarious means confusing. Like, it's like, whoa, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, cast away that fear, shout. Cast away that fear. And you'll be so much better for it. And I promise you, a lot more people than you think around you have fear in their hearts. They just act all macho, and they act all. It can be the biggest 400-pound muscle sculpted, big megalodon looking guy ever, but he has fear in his heart. That's what all those muscles are trying to counteract, is the fear in his heart. You feel what I'm saying? And some don't have fear in their heart, and they are swole. They are soldiers for God. If a war break off on earth, then hey, I'm soldiers for God. So we need the strong ones too. But yeah, man, cast that fear out your heart. It'll have you doing some crazy things, man. Yeah, it'll have you doing some crazy things. If you have fear, you have resentment. You have resentment in your heart. Because whoever put that fear in your heart to begin with, whether it was your mom, your dad, sister, uncle, brother, whether or not you're ready to admit it or not, you have resentment for them. Once if you have resentment, you have hatred. You feel what I'm saying? If you have hatred, you judge. You judging. You are judging. And if you're judging, you playing God, Shawty. And you cannot play God. But God, man, God will pimp slap you for playing him, man. For real. He'll pimp slap you for playing him. You feel what I'm saying? Don't play God. That's the gravest sin. That's a real grave sin to play God. Don't play God. You feel what I'm saying? So to stop all that from happening, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. You feel what I'm saying? Forgive that person that put that fear into you in the first place. Look within yourself and you'll find out who it was. Look deep in yourself. If you're ready to be honest with yourself, you'll know who it is. You go to that person and you forgive them for putting that fear in you, putting that resentment in you. You feel what I'm saying? You forgive that person, and God will forgive you for playing Him this whole time. Even though you ain't know it, you ain't know you've been playing God this whole time. You ain't know it. That's cool, but now you know. So now there really ain't no excuse to keep playing God. You feel what I'm saying? You got to go and forgive them to their face. You feel what I'm saying? To their face. And once you feel like you have resentment towards, because your mind, the devil in your mind, oh, you don't have resentment towards that person. No. You go talk to that person. I've had resentment. Me personally speaking, I've had resentment for my mom, for my dad. You feel what I'm saying? For my adopted mom, for my adopted dad. You feel what I'm saying? I've had resentment towards my sister, my brother. Only one I haven't had resentment for really is my oldest brother, Alex. Because he's always dealt with me with perfect love. He's always dealt with me with perfect love. He's never liked the person I've been, but he's always dealt with me with perfect love. He's a good man, and I know God's working through Alex, for real. But yeah, I've had resentment for everybody else that I mentioned, and I forgive him. I forgive him my mom and my dad. I forgive him my adopted mom, my adopted dad. I have to forgive my brother and my sister still. So them the last two, and I'll be Gucci. You feel what I'm saying? So try to forgive. Try to forgive those that you have resentment for. That way you'll stop being God, judging like you God, and see if that fear doesn't just jump out of you. Everything will be better for it. Yeah. So hope that helps. That's the truth. Peace. And I hope this finds you well.